Hello and welcome to listeners at home or wherever you're at. My name is James Perky, and I would like to welcome you to the first ever episode of CrossFit Angola's podcast. The name will be to be determined.
We don't have a name for the podcast yet.
It'll come out eventually.
By the time this airs, we'll have one.
Yes. Hopefully it's super cool. I imagine it's going to be super cool. But I am a coach here at CrossFit Angola. I am also the marketing lead, and I'm joined here today with Seth Pfeiffer. So we have an awesome topic we're going to talk about, but first Seth's going to go ahead and introduce himself a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and get talking.
What's up? If you guys don't know me, my name is Seth. I'm one of the owners and head coach at CrossFit Angola, and get to get interviewed by James today.
We're going to converse.
We're going to have a conversation.
We're not going to interview. You don't have any surprise questions.
We start
asking math questions.
Yeah. If there's math involved, I'm out.
Just leaves. All right, well, that's the end of this episode. All right, cool deal. So we got an awesome thing we're going to talk about today. It's recovery. I mean, recovery is huge, and it's overlooked by a lot of people as they start to get into whether it's simply a gym bro or even just someone who's just doing some type of activity. They start to forget about recovery and how important it is for whether it's performance, health, whatever it may be. There's so much that recovery has to entail. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the importance of recovery and why we should be doing it. So I know why I think recovery is important, but why do you think recovery is important?
Recovery is the name of the game of working out. That is why we work out, is to get the opportunity to recover and come back stronger. That's one of the things people I don't think they know is the science behind it, which I can get crazy nerdy, but when you work out, you break the muscle tissue down. It needs to recover to grow back stronger. So the whole goal of recovering is that you actually get all the gains that we're looking for in the gym, whether it's getting stronger, getting faster, getting better at the CrossFit Metcons, whatever you want to do, you get better by recovering. And the second piece to recovery is it's going to allow you to work out longer, which we all know consistency is the best way to get results. So the longer you can work out, the more results you're going to get, and you need to be recovered to be able to work out for a long time.
Absolutely. That's the big thing is people start to forget if I skip a day or if I choose a day to recover, I'm going to lose everything. The idea is that's the complete opposite. If you're not recovering, you're actually only diminishing any potential that you have.
We could almost go into an entire different podcast on being under-recovered.
Exactly.
And how, just what you said, diminished returns, you can get weaker by being under-recovered, doing too much and not recovering enough.
Absolutely.
And that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole other ball game. But no, that's how important recovery is, though. And that's why we wanted to talk about it today, just to clarify things, show some things we have views on with recovery, and just present some strategies and things you can utilize to help with recovery. So let's start talking about those strategies with recovery. There's a whole bunch.
Tons.
I mean, there's everything from cryotherapy to just simply sleeping. There is a lot of things out there. So I'm going to ask you what your favorite thing is to do for recovery.
So what I believe is the best, the two biggest things are sleep and nutrition.
Yeah.
You'll see all the massage guns and the cryotherapy and all that stuff has a place, which we're going to get into, but sleep and nutrition have to be on point first. We need to be sleeping. It'd be awesome if we can all get 8+ hours of sleep at night. 6 is kind of the minimum.
Right.
8 is tough. It's tough.
It is.
But if we're not getting 6 hours of sleep, doesn't matter how much you massage gun your butt cheeks.
That bad boy's still
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Same thing with nutrition, which Ken's going to get into in a lot more details, I'm sure, on this podcast. But if nutrition is not on point, same thing. Your body will not recover. Doesn't matter how long you sit in a sauna for.
Yeah.
So my two go-tos are making sure I'm getting sleep and eating a relatively healthy diet.
Absolutely.
Which those are super boring, and people are wanting but I want the quick fix.
The cool stuff.
Dude, sleep is where your body literally recovers itself.
Absolutely. That's where even with healing, if you look into things with healing, let's say you cut your hand, you heal the best and you're most efficient at healing when you're sleeping.
Why do people sleep all the time when they're sick?
Exactly. It's
because your body's recovering.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
All right, end the podcast here. Sleep.
Go to sleep longer.
It is the foundation. obviously nutrition is like the foundation of all things, but if you're going to put anything else there, it's going to be sleep and recovery.
100%.
Like, sleep is that big one. Like,
Yeah.
I can tell when I've not slept enough, and I can tell when I have slept enough just simply by working out.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And after those two things are where we can start getting into the more nuanced style things. And my favorite way to recover, it sounds a little backwards, but is through exercise.
Oh, yeah.
What we talk about all the time with active recovery days.
Right.
The biggest thing with active recovery days is you need to make it an active recovery day and not come in and hit another hard, intense workout. If you truly take an active recovery day, you make all the movements light, sweat a little bit, move, get the blood flowing, you'll feel so much better to be able to hit it hard again the next day. Yes. And I can tell if I don't do anything for 3 or 4 days, and like when I'm sick, if I'm laying on the couch, dude, my body feels terrible.
Feels worse.
I need movement and blood flow to feel better. So that is my go-to is when I need to recover, I still move, but I do something very, very easy.
Right.
And that's a big one. It's a very easy one to get wrong because you warm up like, hey, I'm kind of feeling good, and then you hit it.
And you just start going.
And now we're getting back to the under-recovered. Yeah. But active recover days, great way to implement some recovery strategies without missing the gym, missing the people, and feeling like you're just not doing anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get more into depth too because you obviously have rest days as well. And we'll talk more about the difference between that. But yeah, active recovery is such an awesome tool, but it is easy just like to dig the hole.
Yeah, 100%.
I've done it myself. Like, oh man, it's power cleans. I love them. It's like throw more weight and then more weight.
Yeah,
I'm gone too far.
It's a question we get all the time. When should I take one? How often should I take? And it's so different for every person. Depends on how many days a week you're working out, what your sleep and nutrition are like. Yeah. Generally, if you're working out 4+ days a week, I always recommend one of those days be an active recovery. If you're only working out 3 days a week, you probably should go hard all 3 days because you're only working out 3 days a week. But if you're coming to the gym 100% 5 or 6 days a week,
100%.
One of those needs to be an active recovery.
Yes.
And you should go lighter, slower, easier than what you want.
Yeah, I agree. It's an awesome tool.
Yes.
So let's talk about some other things that we can use.
Yeah.
So we'll get more into the active recovery again, but let's talk about some of the other fun stuff. Now we'll start to get into the fun stuff that we can use that are beneficial as long as we are focusing on sleep and nutrition. That's where these next few tools really come into play is like if you're crushing sleep, if you're crushing nutrition, you're getting those active recovery days, then these tools will truly benefit
100%.
you. Yeah. That's like the big baseline of it all because if we're not utilizing those, then these become less effective, less efficient, and they start to just more or less be useless.
Yeah, you can make better use of your time.
Yeah.
Work on the other things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, once those things are locked in, my next go-to is some form of body work. Mm-hmm. And this could look different for a lot of people, but it's anything to work on your body. Foam rolling, getting massages, using a massage gun, doing ramwads, going to yoga, anything where we're not working out, but we're stretching the muscles, we're smashing the muscles, we get some work done to our muscles, something that will promote recovery in that sense.
Yeah.
Going to yoga, doing ramwad, foam rolling, all that stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
All that stuff is awesome. Biggest thing there is finding what works for you and what you're going to, again, consistently do. Yes. So, if you can't make it to yoga 4 days a week, then find something else. Do a stretching routine on your own, pull up ramwad, grab a foam roller. Anything is better than nothing. So what you're going to stick with is going to be your best option.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there's tons of different of those body, going to get massages. Anytime you can have somebody else work on you, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You can get massages. Man, they'll find those spots.
And the points you don't want to touch.
Yeah, put elbows, knees, all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah, that's always a good one too. And even one that we've started to learn and play with now is ice baths, breath work. These ones take a little bit more experience before just hopping right into them, but they do have a lot of awesome potential, especially breath work. That one is my favorite. I've noticed I feel better when I focus on breathing, whether it's before, after, whatever it is. Breath work is a big one that we learned recently. And been playing with.
So after the body work comes some of those other things that people don't do as often. The ice baths, if you have access to sauna, sitting in a sauna, doing breath work there. I mean, just research those 3 things: benefits of ice baths, benefits of sauna, benefits of breath work.
Yeah.
Each one of them have scientific research behind them on how it helps promote recovery. Again, we could do an hour podcast on each of those things, but they are very beneficial. Like you said, the breath work is something we've just got introduced to, and it is awesome. Yes. Doing it during workouts, after workouts, throughout the middle of the day, focusing on getting the proper into the belly diaphragmatic breath. Oh man, it's been a game changer during workouts. Yeah. I had a PR Helen the other day out of nowhere, and all I was focusing on was my breathing.
Yes.
Yeah. So those
it's tough though. Like that's the thing. Like
so hard.
If you can do it, you get so much benefits out of it, but you have to take a lot of time to like dial it in, because like to just do it, you're like, holy crap, this is hard.
Yeah,
like,
and I think that goes along with any of these recovery strategies is you have to bring intentionality to it.
Yeah.
It's not, one of the great things about CrossFit and working out in a group is you can just show up and like, we're going to tell you what to do. We're going to put you through the workout. You don't have to think, you just go.
Exactly.
These recovery strategies, they're going to take more effort on your part. They're going to take time for you to sit down, focus on which ones are going to work best for you, and actually do them. Think about breathing, set up time to get a massage or do a round wad, meal prep, making sure you're sleeping at night, not watching Netflix until 4 a.m., all those things. So recovery, like, it's a big piece of it. If you exercise at all, which I'm assuming anybody watching this podcast does, you need to be putting some amount of effort into recovery.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah. It's, like I said, it's another foundational piece to it all. Like, if you're not recovering properly, you're not working out properly.
Yeah, and you're definitely not getting the maximum benefit from your exercise. If you're not working on recovery, you are getting less results than you should from your exercise.
And you're only going to push yourself more to a capacity line that should be growing but might be diminishing, because we're putting all this stuff and just taxing ourselves more and more because we're not benefiting from recovery or we're not focusing on it. So, it has a big play, and even injury too, because if you're not taking the proper steps to recover or focusing on those things, it heightens, unfortunately, the risk for injury, which no one wants to get injured, but that heightens that risk if we're not properly focusing on those things.
Yeah, there's 100% being under recovered. I don't think there's anything like being over recovered. I don't think you can recover too much.
No.
Like put the time, put the energy into it, and you will get more fit and you will feel better for longer.
I mean, sometimes I do question when I have like a 14-hour day of sleep, whether I am okay or not, but
that's too much. That's too much.
That might press the threshold, but I feel good. But awesome. So we've been talking a lot about a lot of different stuff. So now we're going to start getting a little bit more of the meat and bones of things. So at the bottom of everything are the foundation, or the big 2 pieces that we've discussed, are definitely focusing on sleep and nutrition. That is the king of all things. So the next step up is now starting to focus on utilizing our workouts and our days in an appropriate manner, and that's where this active recovery come in. And there's also passive recovery. There's two forms of recovery when we get down to it, and we're going to talk a little bit about what makes them different, which one's the best, which one should I be using both, whatever it is. That's where we're now going to start talking. So go ahead and explain what the difference is between recovery days and rest days.
Perfect. Very simply put, recovery days, you are still moving and being active. We're just limiting the intensity so that we're not breaking our body down further. We're letting it recover. All of the things, I won't get too nerdy here, in our body that promote recovery are in the blood.
Yeah.
So the more we can get blood flowing through movement, the quicker it can get to the areas to help heal. So active recovery looks like doing something active for recovery. That could be coming into the gym and doing a very, very, very easy workout.
Yeah.
Could be going out for a walk with your dog, a hike, a swim, an easy bike ride. Again, here's where we can get into the you're not going out and PR on your 5K.
Yeah.
That's a workout. You're not like running through the mountains and rucking with a super head.
10 miles, that's
a workout. So there's a very fine line, and that's tough. Rest days, on the other hand, are exactly that, rest. You don't do anything. that you normally wouldn't do. You can still take, like, I'm not saying like you have to just sit on the couch like I can't even cook
Just
dinner.
fully mummify yourself. I'm not moving.
Do normal stuff. Stay out of the gym. If you enjoy getting out and going for a walk, like you can still do that.
Yeah.
But rest days are meant to be complete rest. Nothing in the gym. Don't do push-ups at home. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
You need both.
Yes.
People need to do both active recovery and full rest days.
Yes.
And again, like how many, when is going to be very heavily dependent upon the person, how their sleep and nutrition are, and how many days a week they're already exercising.
Right.
That's where it can get very dependent. But yeah, people need both. They should do both. The rest days is an easy one. Just don't do anything. Don't come to the gym. And for some people, it's hard. It's really hard for me.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I physically forced myself to do nothing, and I contemplated all day. I was like, should I go for a long bike ride? Should I just go down and do some rowing intervals? Should I just sit here and do a bunch of push-ups? I was like, no, don't do it. And today I feel great.
Yeah.
And like I already ran this morning. I'm gonna hit a bike ride. I'd like to do the workout too, but we'll see if I can get to all that. But like my body feels great today.
Yeah.
And the flip side is if I would have pushed it yesterday, I'd be starting the week off already be like, man, I'm kind of sore. I'm not gonna be able to hit the workouts as intense as I would like to.
Yeah.
So rest days are huge.
They are. And they're tough to get, like, because I was the same boat. Like, yesterday I got an itch, and I was like, man, I kind of just want to go for, like, a 5-mile run.
Yeah.
It's like, just go. Nope, I just grocery shopped, and I just cleaned, that was it.
For me, it's keeping the big picture in mind. Like,
Yeah.
I will be able to push myself farther and harder if I give myself a rest day and I feel better the next day.
Right.
Or the following week or whatever.
Exactly.
Same thing with the active recovery day. It's hard, especially in the group setting, for people to do that. But keep the big picture in mind. If you can come in on it, if you've been here Monday, Tuesday, if you come Monday through Friday, take Wednesday as an active recovery day. Make it so easy, it's boring, and you hate yourself for doing it.
Yeah.
It'll allow you to push the envelope on Thursday and Friday more so than you would have been able to if you went hard on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So use both active and rest days as a part of the whole recovery process. So it's not one or the other. It's how can we leverage both of them to get what you want.
Yeah. And a lot of it, like you said, you mentioned there, is it depends on how you feel too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, as much as you are your best, like, person to prescribe things because you know how you feel. Should you be moving that weight? Are you super sore in your chest and you got bench day? Maybe not. Maybe you should keep it on the lighter side or change it up. Like, you are the best person to listen to in those cases. It's tough.
I wish there was a algorithm for like this is exactly when and how you need to take a rest or recovery day. But like start getting in tune with your body. Feel your body. Sit there and actually think like, how do I feel today?
Yeah.
I feel like, man, I feel beat up. I'm so sore. Motivation can if your motivation is lacking, it might be a sign that, hey, you need a recovery or a rest day.
You've been pushing. You're burning yourself out.
Punch this gnat in the face. And that's hard for people to do, again, because they want to come in and just be told what to do.
Yeah.
But sit there and start to play and listen and learn your own body, and that will tell you, hey, you feel great? Awesome.
Yeah.
Great day to work out hard. You do that a couple days in a row, and you're feeling a little sluggish and tired and sore and lethargic and not motivated. That's a great day to take a rest or a recovery day.
Yeah.
And we can help guide people with that. It's gonna be a lot of us asking questions.
Yeah.
What have you done this week? How have you slept this week? How many times have you been here this week?
Yeah.
And then we'll give you an educated guess of if you should take a recovery day, a rest day, or you're just being weak.
Yeah.
And you need to go hard. Yeah. That's part of it.
Yeah, it is part of it. There's a mental barrier to it. Some days you wake up and you're just like, I really just don't want to work out.
Yeah.
And that could be, because you're not fully recovered, or it could be just you're getting to that point where you're just like, man, I just don't want to do it.
There's times you tell that voice in your head to shut up, I'm going to the gym anyway.
Yeah.
There's times that you need to listen to it and understand that this is for your overall benefit, and again, allows you to keep training at a hard level longer if we can stay recovered.
Exactly. And that's a big play too, is you have to listen. Even the thing is, you can't be afraid to take a rest day or a recovery day.
It's hard. It's hard for some people.
Yeah, but if you do it, it's like, okay, you might have missed out a little work that day, but it's not going to derail you or debunk you if you just take one day and it's not the right day for you. Okay.
And again, if you do it, it's going to make you better.
Exactly. It's only going to open up for more capacity. Okay, that day you recovered. Next day, boom, go ahead then.
Yeah. One day off is not going to ruin it. It's like eating one salad. You're not going to all of a sudden be shredded by eating one salad.
A one-time dealio is not just going to change.
Or if I eat one slice of pizza, I'm not all of a sudden going to be obese.
Yeah.
So
it goes both ways. So
yes.
Don't be like, if you're like, man, am I really truly sore or tired? If you take it, you take it. If anything, just fall back to the active recovery day. You moved a little bit. Okay, maybe you could have pushed it more, but all right, tomorrow, get after it. Have fun.
Exactly. And if you have more questions, come up and talk to us.
Yeah.
We'll ask you questions, figure out where you're at, and give you our guidance. But 100% recovery days, active and passive, should be a part of your exercise and health routine.
Yeah.
Rest and recovery are part of any exercise regimen. It's not just the working out part.
Yeah.
So if it's not part of your routine now, let's take some time and figure out how it can be.
Yeah. And it helps with burnout too. That's the other thing that people
Yeah.
forget. Is as much as you love working out, there's a point where you might hit a burnout.
100%.
And if you get those active recovery days, you get those rest days, that is less likely to occur.
Yeah.
And you're more likely to stay consistent, stay to the routine, and keep going and keep doing it. See more results in the long run because you're not taking weeks off, months off, because you're like, I'm bored or I'm tired of this or I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
That also helps a lot.
Absolutely. Burnout's real.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Every now and then it gets there. It's like,
Yeah. If I would have just, ran my head through a wall for that long, I wouldn't have gotten burned out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, when you go 100% every single day,
Yeah.
Injury, whatever it may be, something's going to catch up to you.
Yep.
And it grabs you by your ankles and pulls you
Absolutely.
down. So recovery is very important. Seth, you got anything else you want to tell the people?
That's it, man. Rest. Get recovered.
Get recovery. Eat your food. Eat clean and healthy. If you got questions with that, feel free to ask. But eat your food. Get your sleep. Work hard, but know when to listen to your body.
Yep. That's it. Perfect.
Awesome. That is it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. For those who are listening or watching, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
See ya.
Bye.